In the most watched elections right now, millions have voted in the crucial midterm elections. Polls have closed in multiple states. Early results are pouring in. In the latest, U.S. media is projecting that Donald Trump devotee Doug Mastriano has lost the governor race in the key state of Pennsylvania. 58-year-old Doug, who has been a 2020 election result denier, has lost to Democrat candidate Josh Shapiro, according to multiple projections here. The retired military officer has been one of the most polarizing candidates here to get the backing of former President Donald Trump. Donald Trump's former White House spokesperson, Sarah Sanders, has been elected as Arkansas governor. She has become the state's first female to serve in the post.
Thank you so much to the people of Arkansas who've entrusted this responsibility to me. I will be forever grateful to each of you, and I promise I won't let you down. I will never, ever forget who and what we are fighting for, because I have three little reminders, Scarlett, Huck, and George, who are going to hold me accountable and remind me that every single decision I make as governor will have a direct impact on their life and the life of every kid in Arkansas. That is not at all something I take lightly, but it is something I know I'm ready to take on. I look forward to being Arkansas's very best governor for the next 8 years. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless our great state. Thank you.
Now, Florida is witnessing a red wave. Incumbent Florida governor has managed to hold on to his seat. In a strong statement, Ron DeSantis said that Florida will never surrender to the woke mob. He's tipped as a potential candidate for the 2024 presidential election, and he's seen as a rising star of America's political right.
You can take it to the bank. He don't care what Brandon thinks at the White House. Yeah, he's fighting for the right to keep our state free.
Now, while our country flounders due to failed leadership in Washington, Florida is on the right track. I believe the survival of the American experiment requires a revival of true American principles. Florida has proved that it can be done. We fight the woke in the legislature. We fight the woke in the schools. We fight the woke in the corporations. We will never, ever surrender to the woke mob. Florida is where woke goes to die.
Former President Donald Trump flew to his home state to energize the voters, root for the candidates, but the cracks between Trump and DeSantis are clear as day. During one of Trump's rallies, he even called Ron DeSantis Ron DeSanctimonious. On to the Senate race now. Incumbent Marco Rubio has made his victory speech after Val Demings conceded defeat. The Republican has successfully sought a third term in office.
I am more energized and excited about working in the Senate than I've been at any other time, because I believe we are on the cusp of a new generation of leadership in this Republican Party that will restore common sense, that will put hardworking Americans first, and that will leave for our children what they deserve to inherit, the greatest country in the history of the world. Thank you, guys. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you.
Results are in from the state of Massachusetts as well, where Democrat Maura Healey has been elected as governor. Healey is the state's first woman and openly gay candidate elected to office. 51-year-old Healey flipped the seat from the Republicans after comfortably defeating her challenger, Jeff Teal.
To all of you, and to all of you out there, with the help of so many, we made history, didn't we? We made history. We did. I stand before you tonight proud to be the first woman and the first gay person ever elected governor of Massachusetts. And as long as I'm governor, women will always have the freedom to control their own bodies, and our state will provide access to safe, legal abortion. We will protect women, we will protect patients, and we will protect providers, Massachusetts.
The 2022 midterm elections shaping up to be the most consequential in the nation's history, with control of Congress at stake. All 435 seats in the House and 35 of the 100 seats in the Senate are on the ballot. Dozens of governorships, secretaries of state, attorney generals are also on the ballot. Now, for more on this, we're being joined by our Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik from Islamabad to understand the impact of the midterm elections on US-Pakistan policies and relationship. Anas, thank you for joining us. How do you think the midterm elections will impact US foreign policy?
Well, it will be something that is being will be very closely watched out here in Islamabad for one very reason. The current admins or the Biden administrations or Democrats really have been having a tough policy towards Pakistan, contrary to that of the Republicans. So therefore, the Pakistani admins would be closely monitoring the developments, because going forward, we've seen that in the absence of any formal contact between the US president, the incumbent US president, and Pakistani leadership, be the previous Prime Minister and the incumbent Prime Minister itself, there is no telephone call that has been taken place. That though there have been high-level exchanges at leadership level that have been happening, but not between the highest of the leadership. So therefore, the Pakistani side would be very carefully be watching this. B, for the very fact that they want to devise their strategy around it. Pakistan, we understand, has been an allied nation, and in this with the recent change of geopolitical events, these elections going forward, determining the course of Pakistan's foreign policy, would be very crucial.
Right, Anas. Now, that being said, do you think there will be any significant shift in US policy for Pakistan?
At this point of time, that does not seem to be on the agenda, at least, and we've recently seen a demonstration of which in the national security document that was released by the US policymakers, that does not even mention Pakistan by name even once, and that is something that is more of an eye-opener. Pakistan has this understanding that it was being looked under the prism of Afghanistan, and with that not being on the agenda of the global powers anymore, it will now be looked at through the prism of China, and that is something that Pakistani side would want to negate the impression of. So therefore, as I said, it's not on the agenda of the US admins for now, but for the Pakistani side, they are striving, or rather trying their level best to get it at par at what we believe or what we say is real-time bilateral relations.
Right, Anas, thank you so much for joining us with all your inputs on this. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.